All right, I think we're all here. Are we all ready?
We are ready.
Yar.
All right, let's start a couple minutes early. Let me know when you launch, RC.
Already going.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lava Crows, where we last left off. Let's see. There was some treasure hunting, none of which has been identified yet. And I believe there was also exploring of a great cavern with a fancy floor that Genevieve definitely did not steal to maybe plant all over the multiverse for potentially future nefarious reasons. Oh no. Um, there was another secret tunnel found, and then there was this great hall where a wall of blackness, magical blackness, and possibly negative thought kept this chamber very well cloaked, but was obviously important meaning. Once through, a magical skull was found, a very potent one that may be exactly what Genevieve needs to get what she wants from the dirt cellar. Of course, there were some strange sounds within the great room, the trickling of kind of murky water, some slithering sounds, but that's far beyond the dark vision of everyone in this group, I believe. They just know that there is something in there, something probably pretty large. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah, not that I can think of.
All right, so yeah, you hear something very large, something that is potentially stirring since you're now all four in the room. You can't see it. There is a bit of dim light up ahead that seems to show a strange large structure with giant pipes all over it. But beyond that, it's just shadow. So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I think I see the skull over there. I could run over real quick and get it.
Do you not see the giant, horrible atrocity that's like right beyond the skull?
It hasn't bothered us yet.
What's your dark vision range, Kitlak?
60 feet. You don't mean to tell me this whole place is in pure darkness?
No, but this strange thing is backlit. I believe 60 feet is about here.
Yeah.
This is just kind of a shadowed thing. It could be a terrible monster. You're not entirely sure.
Oh, come off it. You know what? Go ahead, Genevieve. You have my blessing.
You know when you say it like that, I'm fairly certain you're being sarcastic. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. Keep an eye on my back, will you?
Can do.
Genevieve, can she get through these pillars right here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's easily five space between the pillars. Are you going to step into the water
Oh,
channels, or step over them?
is that what? Oh, the blue lines are water channels, right?
Yep, yep.
She's gonna
This is
step over them.
quiet lapping water as it goes down channeled somewhere.
She's absolutely stepping over them. And we haven't entered combat round, so am I able to just get straight up to the quarter?
So far, yeah.
She's gonna jump over this last channel so she can be kind of against this wall over here. Don't know
Let's
if
take
anyone is.
a look. See.
Don't know if anyone's following her or if they're just standing at the entrance.
There is a
Kitlak
sliding
will
slick sound as you land that last hop. Something kind of draws out of the water.
Kitlak will follow at a remove here. assuming that's okay.
Does it slither out of the water towards her?
Make me a perception check.
Okay, what is my perception? At some point I was going to hit that button right on. Oh, not too bad. 20, non-nat.
Nothing has crept towards you yet, but with a non-nat 20, you have a feeling something has noticed you.
Genevieve will file that information away at the back of her mind for right now. She is not trying to make any loud noises to alert the others just yet. Can she grab the crystal skull or bone or
Oh,
whatever
absolutely.
it
It's
was?
just resting at the base of that pillar there.
Okay. She is going to do a semi Indiana Jones thing, except that she doesn't have something to replace the item with, but she is going to basically like waggle her fingers, reach out, grab it, and then take 2 quick steps backwards with it in her hand.
Okay. You do so. It is only 5 pounds. Its size is a little larger than the standard skull, so it does take almost 2 hands of you to handle it pretty easily. Um, yeah, it's you have the skull.
She is going to turn and see Kitlak right behind her. She's going to. She doesn't have a bag of holding, but I'm sure she does have just like a general bag. She is going to, before she does any hopping and skipping over water, she is going to securely stash it in her own bag.
All right.
And then she's going to attempt to hop back towards Kitlak.
Okay, go for it. Another sound of slithering, and this one does seem to be coming a little closer.
Well, now that she's within 5 feet of Kitlak, she's just going to say, there's definitely something in here with us.
And we walk away from the thing. Walk away, walk away. Let's leave now, sooner rather than later.
You go to walk through the shadows, and it still looks like a rippling shadow there, but it is definitely solid now.
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Do we really know what it's supposed to do, period?
Well, my hopes and desires say it's not supposed to do that.
All right. Kitlak is going to make some kind of like Arcana check on this. So Genevieve is holding the skull. Can Kitlak go through it? He's not holding the skull.
I believe the skull is in a bag, correct?
Yes. But it's on my
So it's
person,
like-
so I don't know
Well,
how
it's
that would
like
affect.
it's in a bag of holding though.
No, it's
No,
just
it's in a regular bag.
regular bag.
Okay. So
You
can
wanna-
Kitlak go through it? Kitlak's going to try.
Okay. Yeah, you feel it, and it is solid for you as well, even though it still looks like a wafting shadow waving up on the wall.
Brad, Arcana check, I guess, with guidance.
Okay. Go for it.
Genevieve is helping with that. By the by.
Okay, let's see if I crit. Oops, that is a D4. Ignore that one. Nope. So that is 27.
With a 27, It's possible that the skull was the thing keeping the door permeable. It's possible that since you can hear sounds deeper in the room, slowly coming closer, well, slithering closer, um, it it has control over these shadows. Um, pardon me. There might be another way out. You might have to prove yourselves worthy. It could be any number of things. This is unlike anything you've really encountered before. Um, the only thing you know is that it is old magic, and it's creepy.
Okay, that's not a lot of information. Um,
There's
Is-
not you don't
is-
really have a point of reference for this, Kitlak.
Fair.
Is the rope attached to Kitlak and the spirit out that's beyond the wall still taut? Is it still going through the wall?
Oh, it's there, but you can't pull it in. You can't push it out. It's just stuck. You have a bit of rope attached to you that's stuck to the wall.
Jimmy, unstuck it.
That slithering sound is getting closer. You are starting to see tentacles.
Can we unstuck it?
Unstuck what?
The
The
rope,
rope.
and by proxy, us.
Oh, you can absolutely cut the rope. Yeah, easily.
Not cut it. Unstuck it from the wall. Shadow wall.
I'm going to say with the 27, yeah, you know while the wall is solid, the rope is stuck. You can't
Okay.
pull anything through. You can't push anything back. You could pull with all your might and probably rip the skin off down to the bones on your hands before it moves.
Kitlak is going to pull out one of his daggers and attempt to underhand stab the wall and see how thick this whole thing is.
Roll it.
Okay.
Does the slithering sound like it's coming from the water? Or is like you said that we're starting to see some tentacles? Does it
That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, you hit the wall.
Okay. Does it do anything? How far does the dagger penetrate, if at all?
It doesn't, but it doesn't chip and shatter either. It just kind of, well, for you it's solid. For the dagger, it's almost like it's hitting rubber. It just kind of bounces back.
Interesting.
all right, lads and lasses? I think we better focus forward. There's something coming.
I would rather get out of here first.
Well, you keep chipping away at that wall.
Kitlak grits his teeth.
Genevieve is going to shift over this way, jump over this pool, and put herself in between these two pillars on the left side. Trying to keep an eye on the tentacles. Do they look like they're honing in on her, or are they heading towards the group? Because she's the one with the skull.
So, as you do that, roll me your investigation or insight, your choice.
Yeah, can Shay go to the other side and hide behind a pillar?
Sure.
That is a solid 14. Insight, I suppose.
They seem to have paused when you moved. Now they seem to be deciding which direction to go in, towards you or towards the left. It should be noted that the ones deciding to go towards the left were trying to decide that before Shay moved.
Well, I don't know what those things belong to, but I can't imagine it's a good thing. She's gonna jump over one
Does the
more.
pillar go all the way up to the ceiling of this place?
Yes.
Is it climbable?
Oh yeah. Well,
Um,
yeah. Wear and tear has given them minute grooves. You can definitely attempt to climb it.
Kitlak is gonna make an investigation check, I guess, to try and see if he can find any other way out of this mess, like exits in the room or anything.
Okay, make me an investigation. You can
I was
get
gonna
your
add
half of the
guidance.
room, but there's still half of the room you can't really see.
Okay.
is Cassie doing anything? I'm hoping we didn't lose Malkill again.
Cassie is going to use her acid slash cantrip against the. Can she tell the difference between the part of the wall that they came through and whatever's next to it?
Oh yeah,
16 investigation, by the way.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of the wall, it's basically a shadow covering a door. So you have the stone archway and the shadow. There is no differentiation.
Right.
Um,
All
in
right.
terms of
She will
searching,
use the
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
acid splash against the stone archway then.
All right. Hold on one second. Yes. So, anyways, sorry, Alex just pinged me, and I wanted to make sure I didn't leave something open there. Yes, you acid splash against the stone. The stone gets slightly eaten away. You've maybe chipped off a millimeter where the acid hit.
Can Shay cast prestidigitation and create the sound of like a crystal ping over where the skull used to be or was initially?
Certainly. You do that. Is Genevieve, are you still studying the tentacles?
She is still watching, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make me another investigation or insight, your choice.
The two are exactly the same for her. So that's a non-nat 20 insight.
You can't see some of the tentacles from your new position, but they do seem to be. Some of the smaller ones seem to be reaching forward almost like feelers in your direction and not in Shay's direction, just sort of like this. And they don't seem to notice or care at all about the crystal ping sound.
Did Kitlak find any other obvious exits?
Nope, no other obvious exits in this half of the room.
Okay.
Is this like a tremor situation? They feeling the vibrations?
Roll me an insight straight.
10.
They're noticing something.
Is there any loose stone around here?
There is a bit. It's not quite like in the previous part of this mine. These stones have basically been worn down, but wear and tear has created like chips of stones. Nothing big like in the other rooms.
She doesn't need anything big. She is going to pick up a stone that she thinks might skip a couple times, and she is going to toss it. What is it? Is it tab for the ping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that just gave me my ruler. Hold on.
Oh, you might have changed your key bindings.
Well, you can see where my mouse is going. She's gonna
No, if
ping
you
it.
do tab a whole bunch, it'll do ruler. Like if you, I don't know, I forget how it is.
Oh,
But yeah, press F1, it'll get you back to your hand.
I got you. So she's going to skip it, go in that direction,
Okay.
and see if the
Just
tentacles follow the vibrations of the stone on the ground.
just make me a quick throw roll.
What is that?
Dexterity.
Dex.
Are you proficient with well, you're proficient with magic stone, right?
Magic stone. I'm also proficient with clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, slings.
With slings, I will give you proficiency on this dex throw. Yeah.
Okay. Roll. That'll be a 19.
Okay. As you throw it, one of the little feeling tentacles kind of chases after it for a second just to check it out, but the majority of them are still kind of headed towards you.
Okay.
Would anyone else like to do anything? There is no. It is now close enough. There is a definitely serpentine, large body passing these two strange pillars here and approaching where you guys are.
You want me to get some miniatures for like tentacles and stuff?
Yes,
And-
please. I just
Yeah.
realized that.
All right. First of all, if it'll let me, there's this big boy, and we can size him up significantly. Big boy. And go. I think
These are channels of water
Yes.
going along here. And Shay, do prestidigitation. Stop making it so big. To create a small trinket. It doesn't even matter what it is because you're just gonna throw it on the water, like
Sure.
stone size, and just kind of throw it. There is in the water.
Sure. Tyler, did you get kicked out again and it's not letting
yeah,
you do
promote
anything?
me one more time, please. All right.
Make me a throw roll just as well, Shay. Oh yeah, you can throw it either of these channels. Where would you like it?
Yeah, just kind of up against the like the first pillar in the water there, just ahead of her.
Oh, it's doing that thing to Tyler again.
See if they go after
Yep.
that.
I don't think I can get you tentacles. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
not
okay.
sure
This is actually good
why. Yeah.
enough. You throw it, and actually, none of the tentacles are on that side of the pillar. None of them even seem interested on that.
So the sound or the ripples
The
in the water
splash, nope, nope.
don't do anything to it. Okay.
But they are getting closer to your position and Cassie's position. Strangely enough, Kitlak, none of them are really getting close to you.
Yeah. Kitlak has been like, after he daggered the wall, he just decided, okay, this is the sort of thing where you need to stay the fuck still, calm down, come up with a plan. So we can't exit. through this way. He's not moving really. He's just calmly breathing to himself, trying not to like make any sudden motions, anything that would cause vibrations, anything. And really, he's just been taking stock of the situation this whole time. Is there anything while Kitlak's really been taking some time to like try and find a way out that would stand out to him? Like he's trying to find like ways to climb up and get to another area or to more or less escape the imminent danger that they're in, whatever form that would take.
Well, the water channels come from somewhere on the other side of the room. They've got to come from somewhere, and since there's a bit of a backglow from it, enough to cast shadows, it's likely the channels of water there are larger, possibly large enough to swim through. So your best bet is probably to get around this thing.
Okay. Um,
Does she
Kitlak-
see any tentacles?
Shay? Oh yeah, they're approaching down where you are.
where are the tentacles? Maybe you can get some miniatures or something to visualize that, because that'd be
Sure.
helpful to me.
Once within 10 feet, can Shay cast friends on it?
Ah, good luck. I'm pretty sure this is meta, but I'm pretty sure this thing has legendary resistance.
But maybe it wants to be friends.
I'm having a hard time arguing with that. There you go. Oh.
These are basically feelers, the little stretchy ones. That is the closest one to you.
Yep, casted friends on it.
Okay, what do I have to roll for that?
Wisdom save of 15. Or charmed.
It fails.
Immune to charm. Go back. Go back the other way. We're not here to hurt you.
Give me 1 second. The tentacle notices you. It makes a noise. Or rather, there are vibrations from the larger creature that come through the tentacle and makes a noise as if it's trying to communicate with you. What languages do you speak?
Common and Kender.
Yeah, no clue what that slithery, crackly sound means.
She's just making chewing motions at it.
There are no eyes that you can see.
We may have to go around this thing, Kitlak says. So Shay is known to them, and Friends is the one where it like goes away immediately.
It's a cantrip, yeah. It's 1 minute.
Yeah, so not super hot on that. Kitlak is going to walk slowly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to like right about here, and then make very gentle but insistent motions that people follow.
Genevieve is gonna just wait 1 second to see if Shay and Cassie are following after Kitlak. Are they?
Good question.
Depends. Is anyone else moving? Are you still concentrating on Friends, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Is it getting closer or is it just stopped?
It has paused for the moment because few people communicate. And I'm
Then
giving those of you,
then
the
it's
rest of
working in
you,
her bug, so she's just staying there.
I'm waiting to see what everyone else does to move, if they're going to move or not.
Yeah. So Cassie is actually going to activate her hover pack thing. That way she doesn't actually have to walk on the ground. And she's going to start heading that direction.
Genevieve will hiss at Shay and say, Shay, get over here.
As you move, Cassie, they move in that direction too.
See, it was working. It's working. I should
What
come
happens
back this way.
if they leave the friends 10-foot thing?
Also, the target succeeds automatically if it isn't a humanoid. So,
Oh, in that case, never mind.
Pardon me.
I don't know. I've got nothing left here. I'm
Gotta
trying
clear
anything.
my throat.
Yeah, as I've mentioned the past 2 sessions, Cassie has no spells, so this is what we're doing.
Oh, I got disconnected.
Mhm.
So did I.
Well, she's
Oh.
she's not following if they all went towards everyone else.
Yeah, I'm seeing that 3 of you got disconnected there, or are disconnecting. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't even see the server in the server list right now.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't either.
I will get
Godwin,
disconnected
are
in
you
a
still
second.
connected?
It looks so far
There
on
we
my
go.
end, but I'm waiting for me to get disconnected.
Yeah, no, I just got disconnected. Ah, that's weird.
That's exciting.
Well, if you did, then I will.
It isn't even Friday night. Why are we having technical difficulties? Come on.
Friday, Friday. Gotta get done on Friday.
Try again.
Oh, I see it now.
Yep, reconnecting now.
Same.
Yep, ditto.
And she's gonna whisper back, they're coming after you.
So are you going to stay here then? Just hang out with them for the rest of your life. However short
5,
that may be.
10,
I think
15,
we-
20, 25, 30.
If you're trying to get away from them, I think that's the wrong thing. I think other people get turns, but okay.
Yeah, I feel like Kitlack's waited long enough for other people.
we're
Yeah,
just
Kidlack,
talking here.
they're ignoring you currently.
Yeah, Kitlack's really stoked about that. Could not ask for a better Christmas present here, as far as he's concerned.
If anyone would like to try and solve the mystery, they can if they want to give it a shot.
I mean,
She's gonna
Kitlack
go.
would
She's gonna come up
love
here
to.
and address the tentacle and say, "Hi, I'm Shay."
Oh my god.
Uh,
Kitlack is going to do like Arcana or Insight or something and do guidance on it.
Same. What do we roll
What?
for figuring this out?
Nature with disadvantage, animal handling with disadvantage, Arcana straight, but it's a high difficulty period.
All right, Arcana straight then. Kitlack gets a 26.
That actually will be enough.
I don't think, because I'd be rolling nature, and I don't think I'm gonna get anything good Yeah, that's just 7 plus 6, 13.
This is not a natural thing, although you get a whiff of decomposing leaves, which is kind of weird. With a 25,
26.
26, Kitlak, those plants that were kept alive earlier, didn't Shay say something? There was some sort of energy keeping them alive that was feeding them energy. That's this thing, and this thing wants a certain type of energy. Um, have you've encountered mind flayers, right?
I don't know that Kitlak has like encountered them directly, but like if you're cruising out in space, you're gonna hear stories and you're gonna hear like a lot of tell. They're like the thing you don't want to run into, basically. Space boogeyman.
Right. Roll me your perception. Let's see if you notice this and can put two and two together.
I mean, I will say that Kitlak had a kind of a thought that it might have been a mind flare crit. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
I would do it too.
That is definitely a mind flayer brain, or rather, the remains of one. Um, you also note that while there is this large tentacle body, part of it does seem to kind of vanish into the water behind the brain. This thing, whatever it is if it's anything like mind flayers, which it looks like it penetrated to eat the brain, is probably after people of high intellect. And as clever as you are, you know you are not quite the academic.
This is the time where I remind you, Kitlak has a 16 intelligence and is trained in Arcana.
Let me put it to you this. Let me put it to you this way. It
I
is
not like
interested.
it want to be a target or anything like that.
It doesn't notice anyone, or rather, let me put it in a different way. It prioritizes anyone with an int mod score of 4 or more.
Gotcha.
So you will be a tasty treat eventually. But the yummy parts are not you, and surprisingly not Shay, although for how they talk, you'd think they would be. Um, they are after Cassie, which is there a brain in there? That's a good question. And Genevieve, who you know is very intelligent just on odd things like plants and bones and creatures. So you are definitely in
Cassie does not
danger.
have a brain. She has a central processing unit.
And yet it is still there. Or rather, the intelligence is. So yeah, this thing is definitely hunting for intelligence. But there's also with a nat 20, since you do notice about the the body going under the water. Um, with a nat 20, I will let you make an investigation roll straight.
Okay. Let's see here. Can I guidance it?
Sure.
Hell yeah. Keep that D4. That is a 15.
The front part of the body, which you can kind of see now very clearly and is slightly horrifying and terrifying,
Mm-hmm.
is looks very alive, even though there are parts under the skin that seem to be moving slightly independently, which is really disturbing. But the parts that seem to have penetrated what remains of that elder brain and slip under the water look a little more rotted. There is something wrong with this worm creature.
I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with it, but at least this one is not supposed to be happening, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there is definitely something else happening here. You don't know what, but you have a feeling that this, while it is definitely a predator, it may not be the terrifying apex thing that killed this brain, at least not anymore.
Hmm.
Maybe the shadows kept it from feeding, or maybe something else happened. You don't know. But you might have an exit because that body goes under the water somewhere.
Don't like that.
So Kitlak Still attached to the spear.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I
going to
think
say at
that
this point you cut the rope.
I don't think he cut the rope. He'd have untied it before he cut it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, definitely untied it. Kitlak is gonna keep on going, assuming the others are following him, which hasn't necessarily been happening. But Kitlak's gonna try. God dang it!
Yeah. Yes, they are still moving. We were just discussing
5,
things.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Kidluck, are you going to
Genevieve.
share anything that you've discovered?
Um, Kitlak doesn't see it actually affecting the party's survival to know what they're up against. Like right now, he also wants to keep communication or vibration or any kind of like indication of anything, that his presence to a minimum for these things. Like he's fine with the party knowing, but he doesn't want unnecessary chatter right now. If it was like life or death knowledge that he had, he would say something. But
Genevieve?
go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. That's it.
Genevieve, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I was thinking of wild shaping. Yeah, so this is a wall on this side?
Basically, yeah. You can see further up, since you're now in a better position and you're a little closer. There is water illuminated here, and there are channels going into the water from somewhere.
Okay, well, she can't change into anything that's got a swim speed just yet, I don't think. So she is going to wild shape into a giant riding lizard.
Hell yeah.
And then she is going to start dashing because she sees the tentacles chasing her. So that's 60 feet every 6 seconds. So she will easily catch up to Kitlak.
Do you retain your intelligence while a giant lizard?
Oh yeah, all my int, wisdom, and charisma all are maintained. It's just my dex, strength, and con that change.
All right. Where did you move? Okay. As you get there, one of the tentacles is going to lash out at you. It's more cinematic than combat currently, but let's see if it reaches you. It is not an attack roll. Surprisingly, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. There's nothing to worry about here.
I mean, she's going to use the wall to her advantage with this, but that is only a 10.
That is not enough. You feel the tentacle wrap around your midsection, and you are grappled and get pulled 25 feet towards the creature.
You hear the distress noises of a lizard.
Please RP that.
Absolutely not.
So Cassie, for her part, this would have been happening at roughly the same time. She would not take the dash action because she has 50-foot movement speed while flying. So that would have enabled her to get up to about that. But she will take the dodge action.
All right. I am just going to go. What's everyone's dexterity modifier?
+2. Well, no, as
4.
the riding lizard or
+2.
as Genevieve?
As Genevieve for now.
+2.
+4 for Shay.
Yeah, 4 for Kitlak as well. And if you're looking for Whiz mod, he's got a 1 Whiz. Or what mod?
Shay, what's your whiz mod?
+2.
And Sky, not Sky. What's? Oh, I'm
Cassie.
like, thank you, Cassie's.
Her whiz mod is 1.
Dex.
Oh, I already said +2.
Oh, +2. What's your whiz mod versus Genevieve's?
Like I said, it's +1.
+4.
Genevieve?
4.
RC?
4.
Thank you.
Sorry, I did push the button down, but I guess it didn't go through.
Let's see. Okay, Shay, you just saw Genevieve's lizard form get snatched and drawn closer to this monstrous creature. What do you do?
Go the other way.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
She's not gonna stop in the water. She probably would dash though. What does she see? What does she see from here?
You can see the lizard get grappled by one of these smaller feeler tentacles and just yanked towards the maw of this giant worm. You see Cassie's flying, Kitlak is sneaking, kinda, and that's it.
Okay, she's gonna dash. What is this?
That is a more fanciful pillar. As you look at it, it's not. It is ever so slowly rotating. You see how the water is now lapping. It's not just from the feed channels. In fact, the feed channels are very sedate, almost practically still. Here, it seems to be churning the water just ever so slightly, um, just above a meditation spin. So it's noisy enough to be noticed, but not violent enough to really disturb anything. You don't know the purpose of that. You don't know why, but it is doing that. You don't know
Okay.
what mechanism is causing it either. Okay. Hang on, the dog has to be let in. I'll be right back. She has decided she likes disrupting my games. Anyways, Kitlak, you just saw Genevieve get snatched. What are you gonna do?
Kitlak grimaces and kind of a tableau plays out in his head. On one hand, like you fall behind, you get left behind, but on the other hand, you never leave your crew behind. He's been on crews that have both approaches to this, and he's kind of seeing like, oh geez, what does one do? Um Kitlak is going to take his one remaining crowbar out and gently saunter over there and attempt to pry the tentacles off. Not using a strength check as much as using the help action with Genevieve to give her advantage on her next attempt or saving throw or what have.
Fair enough. Okay, and speaking of Genevieve, it is your turn. What would you like to do? You have Kitlak helping you try to escape.
Escape.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can. I'm just worried about what you mean by that escape question mark.
Well, I'm a giant riding lizard. So, what is this? A contested strength?
It's it's a grapple check, so strength athletics.
Well, that works out because at least the riding lizard has some decent athletics. Better than Genevieve's. Hold on. Oh, I forgot to roll with advantage. Sorry.
Yeah, you have the help action.
Hmm.
Okay, well, that's a non-nat 20 to escape.
Yeah, and with Kitlak's, you actually almost don't need Kitlak's health as you wiggle and wobble, and you're able to just kind of get out of the tentacle. And for a brief moment, the feeler tentacle, as you break free, seems to go utterly limp.
So that would be her action. Can she sort of scoop Kitlak up onto her back and move?
Yeah, I'd say that's bonus action and movement. Yeah.
She'll do that. As long as Kitlak's okay with it.
Yeah, Kitlak is okay.
She'll move back over here. She can only move 30 feet as a... Wait, 30? Yeah, 30 feet as a lizard.
All right, Cassie, you're up.
Since Cassie does not need to help free Genevieve, Cassie is just going to keep on moving. Doesn't want to move too far, so she'll continue to ride about there, keeping Kitlak and Genevieve nearby.
All right. There is now a pillar between Genevieve and the creature. The tentacles quickly retract as they seem to try and sense where to go next. Um, that being said, you weren't unnoticed, Shay. Does it care about you? Just a little.
I mean, she's behind a pillar too.
Very true. So I will give it disadvantage, as its part of its body tries to just kind of heave into you.
Neat.
It's a good thing that was disadvantage because one of these dice is a nat 20. The other is 8. Does an 8 hit? I know you're
Oh
squishy.
no, no.
Okay. All right. From out of the mouth seems to be a brief, weird gold purple glow, and a bolt streaks out towards you, Cassie. Does a 21 hit?
Right? Yes, it does.
All right, you are going to take 10.
And I see it.
No, you're behind the pillar, and there's a gigantic body there.
It's huge. I can't
Um,
see it.
You can see the creature, you can't see the attack.
Oh, that's fair.
And that was made with disadvantage, right?
Um, it was not. Why would it be disadvantage for you? Oh, I guess you are also technically around the
dodge action?
pillar. Oh, you're dodging. That's right. In that case, then the attack is only a 10 to hit.
Okay, that does not hit.
Okay, yeah, the gold purple energy just kind of splats into the wall and vanishes. This was the terrible thing that could destroy an Elder Brain, Kitlak? There's something not right here.
it definitely is sicker than one would expect.
It's also going to rotate.
Kitlek is going
Okay.
to, like, gently, respectfully dig his heels in to Genevieve's riding lizard and try and get her to yeah, a little bit, move a little bit, keep going.
Shay, you get to move again. It's your turn. You want to cross into the remains of the Elder Brain. Is
No,
that correct?
that's how far your dark vision goes. What does she see?
Oh, okay. You see, in addition, there is, like I said, illumination from the water. You also see the punctured Elder Brain with cerebral fluid, which you now realize is what this water is, because it's a little murky, but it's actually a little cleaner than that, and you are not seeing anything in the murky water. You can roll perception if you'd like.
15.
Yeah, you actually don't see anything swimming in the water at all. Um, Whatever this water was used for, it is long gone. You see the desiccated remains of a bunch of tentacles coming out of a. Well, it was a skull at one point, but you're not sure it was a skull of this elder brain thing. You think it might have been of another beast that they just put here and grew it out. You see, um, the tentacles are very dead. Whatever this creature is, it has killed this brain. It has killed that. But roll
You,
me. Oh, go ahead.
you said it's backlit?
There's a bit of illumination.
So can she actually see farther than her 60 feet of dark vision?
Yeah, you can see to like the brain. You're at the wrong angle to see the body behind it, unlike
Mm-hmm.
Kitlak. But you can see that this brain is still glowing, even though it is most obviously dead based on the giant hole in the side. Um, if you'd like, you could roll Arcana.
I mean, like Kitlak, she's been in space a lot, so maybe?
Yeah, and you do know about illithids.
That's 15.
You're not an expert on auras or colors of magic or anything like that, but even you can recognize residual psychic energy just remaining there. The brain is dead. That creature, though, seems to be tied into it. Um, how that's reanimating the plants above while still being dead, you don't know. But you think you found the energy source either way.
And I believe it was Kitlak that found out that there might be a way out through the brain soup.
Yeah.
Again, you're on the wrong side. You don't see that the body looks. I mean, the body is on that side. You can see it.
Okay,
You
but
can't over
what
here.
does she see as far as a way out on her side?
Um, you see that there are channels of water. If you moved a little closer, you could probably see where these channels are coming from if you wanted to.
So they're
That look.
flowing in from like this way.
Yes. You're not sure where the channels here are going into the shadows. Maybe for all you know, that is what's feeding the shadows. Who knows? But
What shadows?
the shadow door that you came through, that you
Oh,
couldn't get
that
out of.
okay. Gotcha. Are the channels flowing through the shadows?
Well, you didn't see them on the other side where that great room was, so yeah, these might be feeding the shadows and keeping
And
the door cloaked.
it's not flowing very fast.
No, it is a very sedate flow. Like this would almost be a tranquil pool in some areas if it weren't for how terrifying it is.
Is this a pillar?
Yes. It's a smaller pillar compared to the big ones at the entrance of the room, but it's still a pillar. You do see a couple hooks there, almost like you could hang some from there. Disturbingly. Although,
Yay!
given what you know of Elder Brains, that might be the point.
Guys, we need to clear this out and make it our base of operations.
You actually say that?
No. No, she's actually trying to be stealthy right now. But you know, why not?
The other thing you see is much like Kitlak and the others. While this model that I'm using is the entire body curled and coiled together, it's actually really only the front half of the body that's moving. The rest is all kind of curled up like in the picture, and the rear of it seems to go under the water somewhere.
Okay. So it attacked her from where she currently is.
Yeah,
So it's
almost
got
as
a
an
lot of
afterthought.
range.
It didn't really seem
So
to
it's got a lot
focus.
of range. So did like a tentacle at her, or what kind of attack was it?
It sort of curled part of its body and kind of waved threw itself in your direction, kind of like when a
So
snake is doing the sidewinder thing. It was kind of like that, just in an aim to hit you. It was very clumsy at it.
okay, but it feels a shade that this thing probably has a decent reach then.
Yeah, you're pretty sure.
She's gonna disengage and continue to move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
From there, I will give it to you because you're right there. You can see the channels are actually coming out of the wall, about 10 feet up, and it's just trickling in. You probably don't want to know what's behind the little slits that the wall is trickling in from, because that is still milky looking water, which is cerebral fluid, most likely. How they have so much continually pouring in when this colony has been dead for, according to everyone, centuries? Who knows?
She's done.
All right. Kitlak, you're up again.
Yeah. That's pretty much all Kitlak is doing. He's going to whisper down to Genevieve, I believe that there might be a way out through the fluid behind this thing. I think the sooner we make it there and get out, the better.
All right,
That's going to be
Genevieve.
the extent of it. Dodge action, I guess.
Okay, Genevieve.
Genevieve is going to dash 60 feet in the direction that Kitlak was pointing towards. 10. Are the big ones 5 feet? Is that right?
Yes.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So she can get to here. Is this where you were pointing her towards or further back? All the way back.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, you. Because you're the one
Yeah.
who was trying to
Yeah.
direct her.
So, John, is that about where Kitlak thinks the way out is?
That's where you see the body kind of disappear into the water, yeah.
Okay, so she's going to keep going then.
Yeah.
So 45, 50, 55, 60-ish. That's her turn.
Cassie.
Cassie is going to keep moving, and she is going to take the dodge action again.
All right. It is going to move here, and it's going to try and grab for Cassie this time with one of its feeler tentacles. That is an 8 to hit. That disadvantage is really killing it. And it is going to shoot one of those golden purple pellets towards you, Kitlak. You also took the dodge action, so let's see. Well, that's a little better. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
5 radiant and 5 psychic damage.
Okay. Kilak is down to 3 temporary hit points.
And that is its turn. Shay again.
Okay, it's not. Doesn't seem to be looking at her, so she's gonna take a chance and dodge or dash. I'm sorry. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 40, 35,
Those
6.
are pillars. You do have to go around them.
Yeah, but it's with the diagonal. It's the same thing.
Okay, just checking.
What does she see from here?
Here you can see the same thing Kitlak did in that the body seems to vanish beneath the water here, beneath the roundness of the hindbrain. It almost looks like it goes through something under the water. You're not sure what. You're also not sure if there is a hole down there or something, why the water isn't draining in that direction. But again, who knows?
Can I see the other party members from here?
No. This thing
Okay.
is still gargantuan. You can see the psychic energy more closely. The brain is absolutely dead, and it even looks like, again, you're in the right position. Some of the creature's body seems to be decaying, and parts of it also seem to be moving. Something seems to be moving independently under its skin.
That's what you love to see.
Yay!
Just you really want that.
Is this moving as slowly as the rest of the outer channels?
Yep.
Okay. That's
like you can walk through this safely without. Well, this is slow moving water. It's not going to. There is no great current. If the rumors are true that illithids reproduce by tadpoles, it makes sense that the water would be calm.
Okay, that's her turn.
Kitlak.
Second burst, same as the first. Kitlak is going to take the dodge action and just try and keep a low profile.
Genevieve.
Dash. 60. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Do you have a swim speed as a lizard?
She does not. How deep is this water?
About 5 feet.
She's large. She could wade through it, right?
Yep.
So 45, 50, 55, 60.
You hear another rumbling noise that sounds like the crackling of leaves and slithery something. It sounds agitated. Cassie.
All right. Since Cassie is starting to fall behind, she is actually going to use the dash action this time. And she should be able to make it to the water, but because she does not have swim speed, I think that's as far as she can make.
Okay. You can see that the skull that the brain is in, is slightly raised and shielding. The body goes under the water and seems to vanish into. It looks like not a natural hole, almost like something burrowed through, or maybe something collapsed and then something burrowed through the collapse. you can also see just a hint of shadow around the hole where the body goes through. And it is going to turn the rest of the way, and it's going to grab for Cassie again. You didn't take the dodge action this time, correct?
Did not, correct.
Wow, that is a terrible roll of... Oh, wait, this one is a... I forgot, this one is a dex saving throw. My mistake. I will just save that terrible roll for its next attack.
That is very generous of you.
Yep.
That is a 17.
All right, you make it. And that is with disadvantage. Let's see if we get a nat 1. So that first terrible roll was a 4, and this next roll with disadvantage on it was a 3. So yeah, that absolutely misses you, Tyler.
Hooray!
It is going to... Give me 1 second. Let out another crackling sound. And then almost like Genevieve, it almost sounds like the sound of air through a trunk. And Shay, you're nowhere near that. But the other three, Cassie, Genevieve, and Kitlak, make me a charisma saving throw.
It's not one you make every day.
Is it a magical effect?
It is.
Sweet.
It's a 14.
$18.
That is a 14.
14 was what you had to beat, so you all feel just sort of a psychic nudge to that this isn't urgent, that this isn't an alarming creature, and then you go and look at its maw right over your heads and go, yeah, no, that's bullshit. Genevieve, your lizard brain is already ignoring that, going, nah, no calm, no calm. Shay, your turn.
Uh, 5, 10, 15.
The body seems to vanish under the water through a hole about there. That's about 10 feet wide.
So what's here?
Wall with a large, I want to say mosaic, but it's a stone carving basically. It's been dealt a lot of damage and wear and tear over time, but yeah, since Shay, you're not the one who's like panicked about everything, you can easily make out that is definitely the history of a colony and a mind flayer sneaking in its little master and going deep into the mine and slowly eating its way upward. Well, you have an idea of why the colony might have ended so badly now.
Sorry, could you say that again?
So you know that this fail colony came centuries ago. No one knows why it's just became abandoned. What this is depicting is that when it was colonized, there was at least one loyal mind flayer servant among them, and it brought a lovely little brain to implant deep in the mines, and you can see the results of that.
Oh, they were stupid enough to have a loyal mind flayer slave. Great.
Well, the question is, did the colony know about it, and they were willing, or was this a subversive act that resulted in the end of this colony? Could go either way, but you now have a greater picture than Anyone else? Because no one else has really survived this far.
Okay. Difficult terrain if I know with swim speed.
It's 5 feet deep until you reach behind the brain.
So going
Here,
here
it
is
suddenly
fine.
kind of it starts sloping very steeply, so it's about 30 feet down behind the brain.
Okay.
Um,
She can get there
but
then.
you can, yeah, it's 5 feet. Oh
Can
wait,
she see her
you're a
friends then?
kender. You're a kender. 5 feet is over your head, isn't it? Yeah, that's difficult
Yeah.
terrain for you.
Okay. That is fair.
Yeah, you can absolutely see your friends
5,
from there.
10, 15, 20, 25. She would like gets there. She doesn't. She's gonna dash. 25, 30. So she sees her friends from there.
Yep,
Where are they running to?
they seem to be running towards the back of the brain, which both parties can see. There is actually a little teeny tiny trickle beneath that skull of that cerebral fluid as well, which is, and it is a, now you know where the water gets its purple color from, or its murkiness from. It's utterly disgusting, and yet there it is. There's a bit of black in there too, almost as if there's some necrotic energy in there, and you feel very creepy, Shay. You did not like wading through that.
Okay. She can actually get there without dashing. For her action, can I, both may and can, I think, is correct in this situation. uh, he has a flask of oil. Can she dump that out and fill it up with the blame brain fluid?
Yeah,
That she's gonna use her action to do that.
that I would call
Seems
that
like
an
a
object
normal thing.
interaction. Yeah.
Okay. Um, she's gonna kind of. She's not gonna yell anything, but she's gonna kind of use just point at the back of the brain and kind of shrug and like as if to say, "Are we going there?"
So to clarify, from what Kitlak saw and what you even kind of got a glimpse of, the body of this giant worm thing goes through about a 10-foot diameter hole underneath the water. There is a steep slant down here. It goes down about 30 feet. And you saw Kitlak wasn't paying close enough attention because, yeah, that thing was right there and looking at them. You saw that the edges around the body seem to have that shadowy, uh, like the door entrance, just a ring of shadows around the body.
So like around here.
Yeah, basically there it's about 5 feet deep, and then there's a
So
20-foot hole.
it's probable that we can't get through there.
You'd have to inspect it closer to figure that out.
I would love to do that.
Okay.
What does she have? Does she have anything? I don't think she has anything that can help her in this. She has what is her tools? Thieves' tools, cartographer's tools, navigator's tools. Yeah, she's still gonna do that just to kind of re-engage with the party and at least let her know she's there and um, are they kind of acknowledging like yeah we're trying to get down to the back brain of this thing?
I don't know. Other party?
I think Kitlak made his directions pretty well known to Genevieve. Um, he's gonna try and like sign to Shay exactly what his plan is, but like just kind of like pointing and like trying to like do like an under, go with the thing, sort of gesture, but like he's not sure how successful he's gonna be with that.
Is there under, like, if we went like here, could we get under?
No, that seems to be solid wall underneath the brain if you get into the water. So the skull is holding the
Okay,
brain
so
over the water.
it's
If you look
going
at the
down this way, correct? I'm having a difficulty picturing what the z-axis.
okay, so you'll do. So if you looked at it underwater, there is a hole here about 5 feet deep and then a 10-foot diameter that the body of this worm seems to go through. If you looked at the other side, the skull is about 10 feet above the surface of the water and is dribbling some of its cerebral fluid out. But the structure that the skull is resting on is solid under the water.
Okay.
And this part about here and here, the 5 foot depth goes down at a steep angle. So this is the
So it's
deepest
possible we could dive down on our ends and get under the wall. We don't know for sure, but it's possible.
Yeah, no, you can see where the body is under there. Yeah, you can get under the brain there. You don't know if you can squeeze around the body that's through the wall because the worm's girth seems to fill it up, but you also see some flickers of the shadow that you saw in the doorway that let you through and then kept you in.
That are just above the water, but not necessarily below the water.
So they are. So you have the worm's body in the hole under the water, and around the circumference of that, you see flickers of the shadow. Is that making sense?
Okay, so I don't readily see a way down.
You see there's a hole in the wall. You just see there's a body blocking the way. Basically, the worm's body is blocking
this body.
Well, the unhealthy part of it, yes. The rear part of it, yes.
Okay. At this point, she is just gonna try and meet up with her friends. I think.
Okay.
I don't think she's gonna try and do anything other than that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sure. That's her turn.
Kitlak.
Kitlak is going to try to find the most obvious way out through these channels, like just to kind of figure out where he should point Shay.
So, like Shay, you saw that the little ones are about 10 feet off there. These little slits that the water is just trickling down the wall. Here, the slits seem to be part of the wall carving, and basically, if you're looking at? Have you examined the wall carving at all? Or are you more focused on the giant worm trying to reach you?
He's more focused on the getting out, like more than anything.
The way the slits are carved into the two corners, it looks like two sacrifices, and it's their mind fluid slipping out into them, down the wall and into these larger channels. So they are not large ways out. But again, you do see, much like Shay, underneath the water here, there is part of the body going through the wall, and it looks like it's through a hole in the wall. It's just, you don't know if you can squeeze around the body, if you can pull it out, or what. You'd have to examine it closer.
Kitlak otherwise is going to do that. Then he's going to jump down there and get all up in this cerebral spinal fluid.
All right. What is your swim speed?
I mean, he doesn't have a swim speed, so it's just like half his regular speed.
Okay, you could, with a dash, 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, with a dash, you could absolutely get there.
Yep, that's what he's going to do then.
Right, you are underwater. You are examining. Oh, good God! This is disgusting, and also, this is very much a bloated, almost corpse-like tail that is going through this wall. Again, around the circumference, you see the flickers of shadow, like you did at the door. Um, do an investigation. Also, I hope you're holding your breath.
No, he's just drinking this in. It's his favorite thing. He loves it.
Hey,
Guidance.
you're a kobold. I don't know. You might want to try it just to see.
Oh, actually, he can't get guidance because he did the dash action. So that's just going to be 21.
21. You see that the body is going through the wall. If it was solid, it would have been cut off. You ever so carefully just kind of press against it, and you realize it is a bloated body. It is disgusting and filled with fluids. And if you glance back, you actually see something under the skin, ever so quickly trying to work its way in your direction, which is very disturbing. Um, but if you just pushed, you could probably slip between the bloated body and the hole and the edge of the wall hole pretty easily. The shadows, you press against the shadows. Yeah, your hand will slide through here. The shadows aren't solid here. You can absolutely press through
Interesting.
here.
All right. Kitlak, that's going to be the end of his turn then, I guess. Is he going to try and go back the next turn to let people know?
All right, Genevieve.
Genevieve, did Kitlak say he was going to check underwater, or did he just go?
I mean, he kind of made a show of it. He said, or he was, I don't think he said anything, but it's like
You
obvious
just
where he was going
you
at
kind
least.
of dove into where.
It's obvious Kit
Yeah.
like is trying to get out of here.
Yeah.
But he didn't say like, "Hey, I'll be back" or anything like that.
No, he did
Nope.
not say, "Hey, I'll be back."
Genevieve's gonna follow him.
That's fair. Are
As
you
a-
still a fucking lizard?
Yes.
That's great. That's great.
So, Genevieve can go dash 30 feet under the water.
Okay, because you're a lizard, I'm going to say you can actually wall climb your 30 feet. It's still difficult terrain because it's underwater,
Okay.
but you don't have to swim.
Okay.
Well, you do and you don't. You see Kitlak push against the body. You realize that might be a way out. You realize you are too large in your current form to get out that way.
Well, she'll maintain the form for now. She's not going to try and go into the hole yet, though.
And Cassie.
So Cassie is going to follow, dive under the water. And she is going to use a dash action. Now she's no longer flying, so she's only got to 30 feet of movement. Actually, that's only 15, isn't it?
Yeah, that was only 15 feet.
Yeah. In that case, she's not going to use a dash action since that's not going to help her. She's going to use a dodge.
Okay. And yeah, it is. You're the only one still above water that it cares about right now. So make me another Dex saving throw. You get a bonus to your dodge or to the Dex save when you dodge.
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Sorry.
I just said that she went underwater.
Oh, so you're also underwater. Oh. Shay.
I thought this was all shadow wall and we couldn't get past it.
No, that's above. Sorry. That's what I was trying to say. It's about 10 feet above. You could easily get under that. But Shay, you're now the only one above water.
Yeah, I don't think she would have gone into the brain first anyway.
Yeah, make me a Dex saving throw because you are the last surface one, and it doesn't seem to want to stick its tentacles into the water.
Check, see if I have lucky left. Or is this the 2024 campaign? I forget.
We're
This is
using
2024.
2024 rules, but if something is cooler in 2014, we're sticking with that. Like
Okay.
for Lucky,
Question
okay.
about that. Lucky has 3 charges in 2014 and only 2 in 2024.
Yeah, you do only have the 2 charges because,
Aww.
but yeah. Have you used them all?
8. Yeah, no, I used them all.
You are grappled and you are being drawn towards the maw. And you are
Yeah,
grappled.
she's dead.
Cassie, you're at the right angle. You can see this. I don't think anyone else did. Shay, you're up. It's strength athletics to escape.
Unless you can teleport.
Mm. Nope.
If
I've got a
grapple, either strength athletics or dex save to escape.
Okay. Where am I?
Did that go through?
It did, yes.
He's debating his
I
option. You are still grappled.
I was just asking if it's just strength athletics or it's also dexterity acrobatics for escaping grapple. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
the best is still only an 8.
I was going to say he has to get higher than a 10, so at minimum. So yeah, that's your action. You have your bonus action.
She has nothing for bonus action.
Okay. Kitlak.
Kitlak is going to try to.
Yeah, she's got the vial. She's gonna throw the vial at the thing. Can I do that with a bonus action? Object interaction?
Typically throwing something is an
Pour
action.
it. It's grappling me. Can I pour it?
Yeah, you can absolutely pour it over
Are
that. Yeah.
you gonna get lubed up with brain juice here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
You're gonna pour it over the tentacle. All right. Pour it over.
And kind of like around and like just between me and the tentacle where it's grappling me, kind of a thing.
Got it. Let's see what happens. Give me 1 second here. Oh, that is dead even. All right. Call evens or odds, Goldwyn.
Evens.
That is an 18. You notice that the tentacles around you, they have little gaps, and beneath those gaps, you actually don't see this purple pink skin like the rest of this creature, but something almost vibrant green underneath. And it seems to wither and wriggle as uh, the strange cerebral fluid, slightly salty fluid, touches it, and yes, the grapple is dropped as it lets loose a strange hissing noise. Not from the main body, but from somewhere kind of off center in the body. It's very weird.
And she dive under the water and go towards Kitlak?
You are now above the brain. You have to get to the edge of the
I have
skull
30
and
I have
jump
30
off.
feet. What can I do?
You can. The brain
She will
is
jump. She will jump off. Yes.
the brain is technically difficult terrain. You have just enough to jump off and get under. or rather fall off. You won't be able to jump.
So I have to go this way and then under.
Yeah, you can't get under. You can fall off from there though, because this is all difficult terrain for you.
I will run and 5, 10, 15 jump in the water. Is that what we're doing
Fall.
here?
It's fall. You're gonna land in the water there.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Kitlak. That was the most ungraceful dive you've ever seen.
But Kitlak, fortunately, isn't paying too much attention. He's going to try and squeeze past this thing and get out the other side.
Right. Roll me. What's a squeeze? That's an athletics check. Go ahead and make me that strength athletics check. Because
Could you actually roll it for me? I'm away from the computer at the moment.
who would like to roll for Kitlak?
I'll take responsibility for that. Where is? I'll even
You
use
said
your.
it's so enthusiastic about that.
I can do with this. I'm good. That's a net 1.
Oh no.
Would someone else like to roll instead?
No. That's your roll.
Christ, all right.
You try, but you realize that whatever was wriggling under that skin,
I
the
hate
dead
that.
skin, has kind of created a fortified muscle there. You can't squeeze in that part of the body. You're going to have to find another area of the circumference to do it. But that was your action, so you can't do it this turn.
Okay. Well, Kitlak's going to spend the rest of his turn trying to find another place to make an attempt.
All right. Genevieve.
Don't be AFK, folks.
You're a lizard right now. You could try to push it, but you couldn't try to pull it. Make an attack, I guess, in order to do that. You have to get a firm grip. That is just enough. You get your teeth sunk in there. Make me contested athletics check. As this not desiccated, decaying, destroyed, almost foul flesh hits your tongue. Believe it or not, it actually got better. That is a 21. You run into the same seemingly fibrous muscle beneath the skin, um, and it's just unbendable. You cannot pull. But I will give you a devil's bargain. You can feel it, that there is something beneath the skin that is keeping this, what is obviously a dead and bloated limb, um, firm so that it can't be pushed and squeezed by. You can rip off this dead skin and expose whatever those things are, but you will have to swallow what you tear off and just deal with the effects of whatever this creature is.
She likes her people well enough. She'll do it.
You fail to move it, but even with that, you do hear just some unnatural tearing as this black and purple skin tears away. You see blood and viscera just enter the cerebral fluid all around you, and you hear high-pitched hissing, the kind of, if you've met tree elementals, right?
Oh, for sure.
This is
Yeah,
how they
real
sound
life.
like when they scream, and those fibrous tendrils seem to be retracting almost as if they're burned by the cerebral fluid. The body now is a lot easier and a lot more pliant. Anyone could probably push their way through at the moment. Above, you can hear thrashing.
That's her turn.
Cassie.
Cassie able to get close enough to try to move that then.
All right. You get past where the obvious wound in the body is, where things are coming out, and it's just. Ugh. You find where Kitlak is, you kind of move a little above him, and you push, and yeah, the body's a lot more malleable now. It's still bloated and big, so that you can't actually like push it a huge way out of the way. But if you hold it back a little, um, you'll basically give everyone advantage to get through that little gap in the athletics check. There is absolutely a
That is
wall of
exactly what
shadow
Cassie's gonna do then.
that this thing is that is passing through the stone that this body is passing through. You don't know why it's permeable here and not on the other end, but who cares?
Yep, that's exactly what Cassie's gonna do. It is such a good thing that she does not have a gag reflex. Or need to breathe for that matter.
As for the creature above ground, it is still screaming. That's its turn. Shay, you are in the water. You just saw something really
gonna-
disturbing happen, but you also almost got eaten. So between the two,
She's gonna dive and go towards. Can she go this way?
oh, absolutely, you can make it to where you need to go to squeeze through.
Yeah. So she'll take her full movement, dashing to go 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can we share a space as tiny people? I forgot.
It's actually right before where Kitlak is that the space is open. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
Now
You
here
didn't
comes
move
the bad
Genevieve,
news.
so I
This
wasn't
is
sure.
another you're going to have to squeeze through, and it is shadow and black. And remember that bargain we made earlier. You do not get advantage on this roll. You get disadvantage.
To answer your question about size, by the way, no, small people cannot share space. You have to be tiny to.
So give me a strength
Um,
athletics check.
First question: the one. Holding breath is con mod plus what now? In 2024?
I honestly don't know.
Okay,
Hold on one second.
And you do have a number in it, though.
One minute plus con mod, is that correct? So I can hold my
Yeah,
breath for
1
2
minute
minutes.
plus con modifier.
Okay, so I can hold my breath for 2 minutes. We don't seem like a very con high, except maybe Genevieve in her lizard form. It's probably higher. She doesn't want to plug the. She that this is not. This is a thieves. How selfish you say.
Either way, it is a terrifying thought of going into a small, cramped
Okay.
dark place, you have
So
disadvantage.
Genevieve is here and Cassie is here. Is that correct?
Everyone is here.
Okay, may I move them over here
Yes,
just to
holding it right now.
Cassie's the
Oops.
one holding it open, as I recall.
Oh, they're holding it open.
That is correct.
Genevieve is a lizard and just bit something, so she's the only one who is not. She is close, but she's not right at the entrance. So I would say she's about
Yeah,
here.
but please put people
Cassie's
over
about
there.
here.
Okay. So her holding it open doesn't help me at all.
No,
Doesn't
because you
go
made a
from-
devil's bargain earlier, and this is it coming back. You're flashing back to that cramped, confined space earlier, only this time it is utterly dark in it. So, yes, you have disadvantage on this roll.
And this is strength athletics. I don't get acrobatics on this.
Correct. Because there is surprisingly no outflow of the water through this hole. If there was acrobatics, would be an
maybe
option,
if
but
if
it's
she
not.
fails, maybe her friends can help her. She's gonna go for it. Okay. It's just straight as a +0 modifier. 4. Oh, dang it! 420.
No, you approach to go through. You feel like you can do this, and then you immediately flash back to being trapped between those two pieces of rock. And this time, it's not two pieces of rock; it's a piece of rock. It is black, and it is a bloated, dead alien body. No, you back away. You cannot go through this. This is terrifying for you.
May I hold out the end of my rope because I think Kitlak used his rope earlier, and that's the one we left behind, correct?
I believe that's correct.
May I hold out the end of my rope as if to ask for help to get through? If someone gets through, help pull her through, kind of a thing.
Anyone who's paying attention to Shay, roll me insight. Is anyone paying attention to Shay, I should say?
I'm
Feel
sure.
like it's
I mean,
not.
Cassie's right next to Shay. So
I think Cassie's the only one. Yeah. Okay, Cassie, roll me insight.
that is a 17.
You're pretty sure Shay is trying to ask you to pull her through. Or go fishing. One of the two, but you're
Alright.
pretty sure it's the first. Kitlak. Genevieve just tore open, and you saw what those fibrous tendrils were beneath the skin. You are surrounded by the viscera of a bloated, aberrant body torn open.
Well, Kilek is impressed by how gross this day has gotten, how quickly.
Yeah. And unlike Cassie, you can sense all of it, and there is definitely a lingering ick on this. Would you like to try and go through the hole?
Yes.
You have advantage thanks to Cassie.
Someone not Malkill roll it for me, please.
Yeah, not Malco. Malco,
Why
you
are you
rolled
letting me
one
do
at
that?
I
once.
mean Galdwin.
Oh.
Galdwin, my bad. I forgot who it was. It was Gald.
Did your system go down, or you're just away for a bit?
I'm just away for a bit. My back was bothering me, so I'm lying down on the couch
that's
in my
important.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Malkill, why don't you roll for him? See how you do.
I once picked up a
Okay.
sock and threw my back out. It was the worst thing ever.
That sucks. I've done that with a pair of
Oh.
underpants.
With advantage, remember.
It was so close. Oh, with advantage. That's right. I was gonna say it was like right on the corner of 17 and 6, and I decided on the 6.
Oh no!
Is that another nat one?
No, it just wasn't better than a 6.
Come on.
Yeah.
So what's your athletics?
Let's see. I've got it on my cell phone here. Give me 1 second. Da, 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 da.
See, if you were on D&D Beyond, you could roll and we would see it.
I've got a hot 0 for athletics.
Yeah, you're just so grossed out by this, and
You know what? He's gonna use tactical mind on this to add 1d10 to it.
Roll a d10, Malkill, or would you like someone else to roll that d10?
No, let's let Malkill go for it.
Let it ride.
Redemption time. Redemption time.
All right. Before we roll it, I am gonna say I am sorry.
Yeah, I'm laughing, but I'm sorry about your back.
I'm reminded of my curmudgeon character, Tyler.
That's 3.
It's a 3. Well, the good thing about that feature is I don't use it if it fails. So
Yeah,
9.
that definitely fails. You're trying, but the viscera is too thick. You can't quite get the right feel for it. You really don't want to touch the open wound of a dead body. Yeah, no, not this rate, not this round.
So it goes.
Genevieve, you have swallowed something foul, but you seem to have made it easier, in theory, to get through. Although it didn't seem to work for Shay or for Kitlak. As a lizard, you can go through with a straight roll. Now that Cassie's doing her thing, or if you shift back to your normal form, you get it with advantage.
Yeah, Genevieve is going to drop her wild shape. And then she is going to attempt to push past.
So has anyone taken did Cassie take the end of the rope or no? Or it hasn't been Cassie's turn?
Oh yeah,
It's not Cassie's turn yet.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so Genevieve swallowing this foul flesh of an aberrant swims forward, shifts into her natural state, and just slides through into the darkness like it's nothing, and you're in a free fall.
Is there any way with the natural 20 that I can grab the rope and take Shay with me?
With a nat 20, I will absolutely do it. Allow you to do that. But Shay, I do want you to just roll a quick. This one you can do acrobatics if you'd like, or athletics, your choice. Just straight up.
Yes.
Not only does Genevieve just go in like the most natural thing, she does a badass move of grabbing the end of the rope that Shay's shaking hands are holding out, pulls her along like a balloon, and they just go down together. And when I say go down, you are in a free fall in darkness. So Shay, you are still absolutely freaking out. But it's not because of a tight space. It's just because you're in a dark place that is terrifying, with no solid anything under you. Cassie, that's just you and Kitlak and the great beast above.
If Cassie were to pass through, would she still be able to hold it open for Kitlak?
No.
Alright, she is going to wait then.
Alright.
Can they hold their movement to go through? Or
would you like to do that? Hold your movement to go through if Kitlak does?
Actually, yes. Yes, I forgot that she can do that shit, so that's what she's going to do.
Alright, there is another near roar, and there is going to be a couple of attacks. One for Kitlak and one for Cassie. Kitlak does a 15 hit.
No, it does not.
Cassie does a 17 hit.
It does not.
You see
what's your AC, Cassie? I'm curious.
Her AC is 19.
Wow.
Oh.
You both see those radiant purple pellets of energy just kind of fly through the water and smash into the wall. But that's all it does. I am going to just jump ahead. Kitlak, are you going to try again?
Of course he is.
You know what? Let's make this
RC.
fair. Yeah, RC, your turn to roll.
Going down the list.
We got two nat 20s out of you last time. I'm sure that
Uh,
won't come around.
No, not for someone rolling for someone else. Advantage, right?
Yep. And it's a +0 to athletics, you said, Tyler?
Yeah.
That's a 9.
No.
It's still not enough.
Kitlak is going to use that the thing with the D10.
Roll the
D10.
D10 again.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tyler.
It makes for good storytelling.
That's gonna make it a 16.
Perfect. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Kitlak struggles. The Viscera is obviously throwing him off, but eventually, maybe with a small nudge from Cassie, he pops through and is also in free fall. Cassie, he went through. That triggers your movement. I'm gonna say you
Yep.
don't get advantage because you can't really hold it open and squeeze through at the same time.
I would say that's fair.
Come on, Cassie.
Oh,
No.
you forgot to retract your jetpack. You just kind of slam into the wall and go, nope.
Nope. That was a nat
Which-
1 for the record.
Yeah, which does mean it gets another round of attacks against you. And it's going to take them. So give me 1 second.
The plant beast above is attacking. Is that correct?
It's sending out those magical pellets, yeah. Would you like to do any bonus action? Oh, wait, actually, hold on. Cassie, technically it's your turn first.
Oh yeah, that's right, because that was a reaction. Am I making a straight roll again, or
Yeah,
was that
it's a
nat
straight
one
roll
so
again.
bad?
If you remember, hopefully you remember to retract your jetpack this time.
Yeah, she will definitely retract those.
Yes.
That's a 15.
Ooh.
Yeah, you remember this time. You squeeze through, and you are through. You have all escaped the lair of the Illithid. You are in a shadow, bit of a shadow slide, actually, now that you think about it. You're going down, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Is this a water slide?
No, it's
Not-
a shadow
It is
slide.
like free fall.
There's no like visceral brain fluid that we're slipping and sliding down as we go down the shadow slide.
Strangely enough, no, there is no liquid, but there is something. There is something that you can feel it passing by through the shadow. None of you rolled low enough to squeeze through that you're hitting any of these things, but you can sense it. And you all head towards the light. It is a familiar light, strangely enough.
Genevieve's having fun. Now that Shay is through, Genevieve lets go of the rope so she can hold her hands up in the air.
Looks like we're gonna have a hot time in the old town tonight.
And you land here on hard ground. Everyone roll, let's see. Everyone roll me just a dexterity saving throw real quick. I will roll it for Tyler to be fair. Tyler, what's your dex save?
4.
Oh yeah, you're fine. That's a 23.
22.
That's a 16.
I didn't hear that, Cassie. Sorry.
That was a 16.
All right. So of the falling damage, you only take 2 bludgeoning as you land hard. To your immediate left, right, whatever, right out of where you popped out and landed on this hard ground, is a bit of skeleton. I say bit, it is enormous. It is going down. You see a lava stream, and you see you think you know where the remains of that creature above are. You are definitely still in the mesa, but you are probably very close, if not under it now, given the lava flow that you have discovered.
Can I make like an insight check or something to see if this is where that Minotaur probably would have taken us through?
Go ahead.
Well, at least that washed off the mucus.
That'd be a 21.
Nice.
Absolutely. There is most likely a way out from here. If you had to guess, probably across the lava. You, being a druid, you also note that there is some strange plant life on the bones as well.
Ooh, she wants to go check that out.
Roll me your nature or arcana.
Are we still in turn order here?
Nope, we are out.
Is this similar to what we saw up above?
Its shape suggests yes.
19.
With a 19, how much space flora have you encountered that is sentient, Genevieve?
I mean, I imagine at least a little bit by this point. She's not fresh off of her home planet.
Just let's do a luck roll then.
What? Question,
Shoot.
because Shay would have been interested in this as well. Could have given her advantage on that roll, or help her, or also roll, or something along those lines? Because she has been. I don't know how much the rest of the crew has been in space, but Shay has been in space most of her life.
I will let you roll as well, and we'll go from there. How's that?
Totally fair.
Because you're both studying independently. Kitlak
This
and
is
Cassie, what are you
our-
two doing?
Nature Arcana? I forgot.
Nature or arcana.
So we're in a free fall, yeah.
Nope,
Nope,
you
we
are out
landed.
for free fall. There's a new map up. You have landed.
22.
Oh, cool.
You took 2 hit points of bludgeoning damage from the fall because you all made the save.
Right, I'm down to 1 temporary hit point.
So what did you roll?
As
22 Arcana.
Okay. Cassie, what were you about to say?
I was just gonna say that Cassie's just gonna try to get her bearings there.
Right, so between the two of you, Genevieve and Shay, you kind of both examined the enormous bones of the creature that you probably just saw. Genevieve, you realized that part of that creature was dead. This is the other half of that creature. But from this plant life, these are the remains of plant life. They the remnants of plant life. But there's something off about it. It is unusual. It reacts to your investigation of it. Shay, you've seen this before. These are offshoots of what are called Artuks. They are sentient evil plants that are not very powerful, but occasionally stumble into powerful things in their raiding and pirating. You okay, Tyler?
Stay back.
Yeah, okay.
That's not. We don't want to be touching those plants as much as I
What?
would like to.
One of you can roll insight. As Shay mentions Artuk. One of you can roll insight with advantage to figure out
Oh, what's your insight then? Sorry.
4.
+4, so is mine.
So with advantage.
So just roll one more then.
Bah. Bah. That's a
Nice.
17.
That makes sense since you actually bit into it. If you had to guess, that creature was dying, and probably because it fell through that hole and that shadow energy was killing it. The Artuk found it for some reason, somehow. They usually don't like fire. Crawled up and took over. Unfortunately, you don't take over something from the mind flayers and remain untouched. It probably went a little insane and is puppeting that body. It's wearing the remains, and it's just trapped there now.
Evil plants, you say? That's Very fascinating.
Did Shay see her eat that?
She saw her eat the skin, yeah, not the plant. Oh no, actually no, Shay wouldn't have seen that. No.
No, she was still on top.
And Genevieve isn't sharing that.
Nope.
Shay, you know you can collect like leaves and such from here fairly safely as long as you don't cultivate them. If you let them die naturally, well, for study, that's fine. If you try to cultivate them, you might grow some evil plants with lots of tentacles.
She's just a collector. She's not a cultivator, so.
Yes, but you have a cultivator right next to you.
Yeah.
Genevieve was already collecting samples.
So she's going to say, so if you want a souvenir, that's fine, but you shouldn't be cultivating any of this stuff. This isn't normal plant life. This is evil plant life. In fact, this isn't the kind of thing I want in my collection. I'm not even going to take anything.
So you're saying that I should be planting it in the gardens of my enemies. Understood.
Blink, blink.
She's a druid. It comes with the territory.
Okay, just be careful with it then. And if she sees her trying to grab some of this stuff, she's not sure how to. That's Shay. That's Jennifer. We really. I didn't mean to make us look similar. I don't know if this is going to help her at all. She's going to cast protection from evil and good on Genevieve as she's doing this.
Okay.
And with her last spell select. I don't have anything left.
Well, all you got to do now is get down this place, cross a lava river, and find the way out.
It's 10 minute this is more of a. I don't think it does exactly what the spell says it's gonna do, but she sees it as evil, and so she's trying to protect Genevieve from this evil the best way she knows how to in the moment, and so that's what she's doing.
And we'll figure out what's going on from there next week. Thank you for joining me. You all survived what could have been a deadly encounter. If you'd like to see what Artuks look like in their natural state, not when they've been mutated by Neophids, they're in Discord. Otherwise, have a good week, and Tyler, feel better.
Yeah, I feel better, Tyler.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good night.